Χαίρετε. Welcome back to the 8th lesson already of New Testament Greek. I hope you're learning, I hope that you're memorizing, and I hope that as you look at your Greek New Testament, you begin to see some words that you perhaps recognize. Χαίρετε. Welcome back to the 8th lesson already of New Testament Greek. I hope you're learning, I hope that you're memorizing, and I hope that as you look at your Greek New Testament, you begin to see some words that you perhaps recognize. Ήδη. That means already. Ήδη. Say already. Ήδη. Ήδη. Say again already. Ήδη. Ήδη. How would we say ready? Έτοιμος, έτοιμη, έτοιμον. Έτοιμος is the masculine form. Έτοιμη is the feminine form, and έτοιμον is the neuter form. Let's say this word again together. Έτοιμος, έτοιμη, έτοιμον. Say ready. Έτοιμος, masculine. Έτοιμη, feminine. Έτοιμον, neuter. And one more time, let's say ready. Έτοιμος, έτοιμη, έτοιμον. Now, let's test your memory and see if you remember a word we learned in a previous lesson. I am. How would you say in Greek, I am? Είμαι. Είμαι. Now, let's say, I am ready. Έτοιμος είμαι. Έτοιμος είμαι. Or you could say, είμαι έτοιμος. Order does not matter in Greek. Now, if you are a lady, you would not say έτοιμος because έτοιμος is the masculine form. So if you're a lady, you would say έτοιμη είμαι or είμαι έτοιμη. Is, ἐστί. Is means ἐστί. We have not learned how to conjugate this verb yet, but we have come across this particular form, ἐστί is. Okay? All things, πάντα. Πάντα. Say all. πάντα. And one more time, please say all. Πάντα. Already, everything is ready. You have been given all the words that you need to form this sentence. Ήδη, already. έτοιμα, ready. ἐστί is πάντα, everything, all things. Πάντα means all things. There is something peculiar about this sentence, the way that it is structured. Can you figure it out? In technical terms, this is called an Attic syntax. I will not get into the details of the Attic syntax, but if you can research it for me, perhaps you'll be ready when I explain that at a later lesson. Field, ο αγρός. Now, a field where we grow things is ἀγρός. In English, we have a word like agriculture. It comes directly from this word, ἀγρός. Okay, agricultural, etc., etc. Say a field. Ο αγρός. Ο αγρός. Say again a field. Ο αγρός. Ο αγρός. Say I buy. Αγοράζω. Αγοράζω. Have you heard of the word agora, which was a place of gathering and a place where things were being sold and bought? So αγοράζω means I buy. Again, Google, look up the word agora and find out more about it. Say buy. I buy. Αγοράζω. Do you remember how to conjugate verbs that end with omega? Let's try conjugating this verb in the present tense. Again, rely on your memory, your auditory memory. Αγοράζω, I buy. Αγοράζεις, you buy. Αγοράζει, he buys. Αγοράζομεν, we buy. Αγοράζετε, you all buy. Αγοράζουσιν, they buy. If you need to refresh your memory, go back to some of the older lessons and you will see how these verbs or verbs like this, αγοράζω, are being conjugated, and also focus on the spelling. Now say again, I buy. Αγοράζω. Αγοράζω. I buy a field. Ἀγρόν, αγοράζω. Now I have to tell you something funny here. If a Greek today wants to say that somebody is absent-minded, they say ἀγρόν αγοράζει. He is buying a field, which means figuratively that he is absent-minded. I become angry. Οργίζομαι. Οργίζομαι. Let's say again, I become angry. Οργίζομαι. And again, I become angry. Οργίζομαι. Shall we conjugate this wonderful verb? Notice that it ends with ome. Not the other category like the αγοράζω that ends with what letter? Omega. No, this one ends with an ome. Okay? All right. Οργίζομαι. Οργίζει. Οργίζεται. Οργιζόμεθα. Οργίζεσθε. Οργίζονται. Okay? How would you say that the master becomes angry? Ο Κύριος οργίζεται. How would you say the disciple is getting angry? Ο μαθητής οργίζεται. Let's do one more thing. Let's say the man and the disciple become angry. Ο άνθρωπος και ο μαθητής οργίζονται. They become angry. Okay? Do you see the pattern here? Οργίζονται. The master of the house. Ο οικοδεσπότης. Despot. Ο δεσπότης. The master. The master. Okay? Well, I hope you never want to become a master, because what does the Lord says? That if anyone wants to be first, let him be last. So anyway, I hope you never aspire to become a despot. Say the master of the house. Ο οικοδεσπότης. Ο οικοδεσπότης. Say again the master of the house. Ο οικοδεσπότης. The master of the house becomes angry. Again, the order is not so important here. Οργίζεται ο οικοδεσπότης. Let's say this together. Οργίζεται ο οικοδεσπότης. The next verb is λέγω. This is a very, very irregular verb. Look how we say I say in the present tense and how we say I said in the past tense. these two words look totally unrelated, so this verb is very, very irregular. Λέγω, I say. Λέγεις, you say. Λέγει, he says. Λέγομεν, λέγεται, λέγουσιν, we say, you all say, they say. No surprises here about the endings, right? Because these are the regular endings that we have come across before. The same thing is true also about the endings of the past tense. These are typical endings, nothing irregular about them. Ipon, I said. Ipas, you said. Ipe or ipen, he or she said. Ipomen, we said. Ipate, you all said. Ipon, they said. Okay? And he says to the servant, και λέγει το δούλω. Okay? Και λέγει. No surprises there. We know what those two words mean. And he says, το δούλω. The word is ο δούλος. Ο δούλος, the servant. Το δούλω is in the dative case. Notice the funny spelling of the ending with the little iota that goes under the omega. Υπογεγραμμένη, we call it, right? Say if you can say that word 10 times fast. Υπογεγραμμένη. Okay? When you do that, I'll give you a chocolate. Okay. Το δούλω, to the servant. Say, and he says to the servant. Και λέγει το δούλω. And let's say this one more time. Repetition is good. And he says to the servant. Και λέγει το δούλω. Αυτού. His. Και λέγει το δούλω αυτού. And he says to his servant. Και λέγει το δούλω αυτού. This is the end of lesson 8. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned. And I hope that you can now understand the New Testament a little bit more. Χαίρετε.